Hi, everybody. Good evening and welcome to EduTALK. EduTALK is, as you know, a virtual talk show created out of the need for a global learning community. And it's focused on topics in education that everyone can relate to and are relevant to our day-to-day life in the school. I'm joined with Mr. Mr. Scott, Mr. Arthur Scott, and he is the current president of the Caribbean Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, CAPSS, CAPSS, and he is also the principal of the Entrepot Secondary School in St. Lucia, my second home. Welcome, Mr. Scott. It's very good to have you on EduTalk.
Nice to be here, and I look forward to a very interesting conversation.
Yes, yes, indeed. All right. So you were installed as the president, the current president now of CAPS, the Caribbean Association of Principals of Secondary Schools. I'm back in Grenada in the summer, this past summer. What's the feeling like? Have you passed through the honeymoon phase yet?
Well, subsequent to my installation,
Yes.
I took a little break just for me to make sure I could enjoy the summer, with my wife. I happened to celebrate 30 years of marriage
Wow.
during the summer of this year.
Yeah.
And so, in preparing for the reopening of school, I had to make sure that I got everything in place. And now that this has taken place, I am now ready to move along with the work that has been entrusted to
Yes.
me to get done as we prepare for CAPS Conference 2027.
Yes.
Uh, it is something that I am happy taking on. There's a lot of work, but I have a team behind me. We are ready, we are willing, and we are able to make it happen. And we are going to claim the success that we are looking for as we hope this very, very important conference.
Oh yes, definitely. And yes, I'm looking forward to 2027 too, because you're hosting it there in St. Lucia as well. That's very, very good. Yes. So you're also a principal. Give us a little bit about your journey from being in the school system and leading as a very, very wonderful principal from my background knowledge, and then getting into regional leadership where you can be elevated as a leader among principals in the system.
Okay, well, I have been an educator from 1988
Yes.
to yeah, so I have been around for a long time, not as a principal though. I started my educational journey as a teacher, and in 2003, I was given the opportunity to lead or to head the Entrepot Secondary School. So I am in this position as principal for the last 22 years, and it has been a journey for me. We've been able to rise above the challenges and the ashes, and we've been working towards making sure that our school is a school that is ranked, favorably, that is known, and a lot of our children are very, very, very happy to be part of our school community. Um, I also serve as a principal. I served as our district rep.
Yeah.
I was our country basically we run on districts, and I am part of the District 3. I was once the District 3 rep for the principals, and then I became the president of the Secondary School Principals Association of St. Lucia. This
Yeah.
is what allowed me to be part of the heads, Caribbean heads. And so I was able to come across realizing that um, the next leg of our journey as principals in the Caribbean region was for St. to take on the responsibility of hosting our CAPS conference. And so I went over to Grenada with the blessings of my government to make sure that I could receive that baton and take it to St. Lucia. So
Yes.
the work has begun.
Yes, yes. And to see that you're really projecting yourself to take on the task of regional leadership is very good. I should have pointed out too, and you mentioned it, that you're also the president of the local chapter of the secondary school principals in St. Lucia. Um, so you mentioned Region 3. Region 3, is it in the capital, Castries?
District 3, yeah. It is
Yes.
this District 3, yes. So we
Okay.
have 8, and I am part of District 3. We have 4 secondary schools in the District 3 area. And so we are able to, to discuss things. Well, not just at the secondary school level, we have a secondary school group within the district. The district has primary schools as well as secondary schools. But I was speaking more in relation to being the district rep as a leader and being
Right.
able to convey the concerns and issues that would come up as principals of secondary schools as well as
Right.
primary schools.
Right. Right. Yeah. Glad. Thank you for making the difference there, because you focus on CXC subjects and making sure that students are prepared for college. Um, can you give us a little bit about the preparation for example, this year? You're getting into this year. I mentioned earlier that you prepare and make sure you get everything in place over the summer. What's one of the areas that you focus on this year in terms of your goals?
Well, like every other principal, we look at our statistics to see where the shortfall lies, and we look at how we can improve.
Mhm.
As you region, we sometimes struggle with getting the relevant resources so that we would be able to, really manage in a way that would make us comfortable.
Mhm.
But we try with what we have to make sure that we can get all of our students mentally, emotionally,
Mhm.
prepared
Yes.
for the exams. So we make sure that we have all the provisions in place in terms of our staff, in terms of our parents, the understanding of what is going to happen.
Mhm.
And we work with our children in a way that would encourage them to strive to be the best version of themselves, to be the best that they can be. And
Yeah.
we children mature. We've seen them grow, move from the infant stage, being in the primary school, to being at a secondary school and understanding their role, understand that they are the leaders of tomorrow.
Mhm.
And we have to play the role of letting them see that our journey, even as individual persons,
Yeah.
was not easy. This morning, we had a very good assembly where our students spoke about the setbacks, you know, um, and how we can overcome it,
Yes.
and encouraging each other to look out for the comeback.
Yeah.
So setbacks are necessary, it will happen. And so
Mhm.
what do we do when we do not just give up, but we have to prepare ourselves for the comeback. But we must be mentally prepared. We must be
Yes.
emotionally prepared. We must take on the challenge and realize it's not just us, it happens to everybody. And for us to be overcomers, we have to sometimes go through the channels of difficulty.
Mhm.
And when we look back, we can see it was good that I was here. So
Yes.
we continue that journey with our kids. And every year it's just a different set, a different mindset. But our teachers, our educators, and I must say hats off to them, they continue to inspire and they continue to look to the principals and to school administration to give the necessary guidance in making sure that our children, year by year, continue to produce and produce good work. So I'm
Yes. Yes.
proud, yes, very happy and proud to be part of this system. This
Yeah.
is what kept me going year after year. And I think after 37 years being in the system, I still feel that I have a lot that I can offer.
Wow, that's a long time. It's very good. Yes. And you're still filled with the energy. Yeah, when you talk about preparation and the students' mental health, and looking forward to the comeback and getting them prepared for life. It's really life. It's not just for school. What is it like there in terms of social media and making sure students are not on their phones all the time? Do you have policies in place or just procedures to ensure that students are using the phones appropriately? Because we have problems in the States. They're actually banning the phones in schools in New York City right now as we speak. So I want to find out, how are you dealing with this too?
Well, there's been a lot of chatter about the use of phones. One
Mm-hmm.
of the things that I can tell you is that we have accepted the fact that children are connected to the devices.
Mhm.
For us, what we do is we try to look at the responsible use of it. And so for us, even in our school, in our classes, we allow them to use their cell phones, but we allow them to be able to access their schoolwork through the class, through their devices. And so even when we have on-site classes where the teacher is physically present, we also put that same work on our online platform so that the children can access it. We allow them to do their assignments and send it in. We allow their quizzes and send it in. And so we are teaching them the use of the cell phone in itself is not a bad thing.
Right.
Indiscriminate use, and we have to teach them what is accepted in the use, in its use. In other words, things like bullying, cyberbullying, these things are unknown. These things are not allowed. And we look at patients. We look at how it makes people feel. And we teach them now to use it to get their work done, that they can form their own groups. They don't have in the school to form groups. They can do it while at home. And I'm saying that just to say that COVID has thrust us into this situation, but it has turned out and it can be used in a good way.
Yes.
And we are teaching them the best way that they can make use of it. For us, yes, we will have the issues of continuing to charge the cell phones, because even if we block off certain sites, these children are now hackers, if you were to call it. They are all the back doors, how to do certain things, even more than us. And so it's just about teaching them and guiding them to make sure that they can use the technology that has been given in a better way.
Yes. And what about the parents? You have conversations with them around it? Because we're talking about high school here, where they're a little bit more independent of parental control. They get advice and so on. How is your parent engagement, communication with them around cell phone use?
Our engagement is on the up and up. On the up and up, what I mean by this is some of our parents are not as tech savvy as our students.
Okay.
Right? This is something that we have to accept.
Right.
I have accepted, even when I started teaching, I was a technical drawing teacher, that I had this situation where one of my kids came in and he was AutoCAD savvy. He literally taught me how to use AutoCAD. So I was teaching him the why and the how certain things were done, but to put him in front of a computer and to draw a house or to get a design going, this guy would do that for me in a heartbeat. He just did not understand what exactly he was doing.
Yes.
You understand? And so for us now, what we are doing is to get our parents on board, teach them, guide them as to how they can check up on the work that is being done, how they can monitor what their children are doing. And so it just brings them closer to us, that we can partner. We can be of the same mind. We can sing from the same songbook in terms of monitoring our children's work. And when they find themselves crossing the line, we can tell them, hey, you, of course, get back.
That's very good. Yes. Yeah, very, very good. I like the fact that you're actually teaching them responsible use instead of just confiscating it. And then later on, they reattach themselves even worse to it instead of growing with it. That's very good. What about regional collaboration? Because you mentioned earlier that where you collaborate as one of the leaders there in the district, that you collaborate in that. Talk to us about, because your regional leadership span across many different islands, probably 26, 30 islands. What type of collaboration, as the president of CAPSS, the Caribbean Association of Principal Secondary Schools, you're seeing that are suitable for the Caribbean region and relevant?
Okay, firstly, I can tell you, I'm so thankful to persons like Dr. Diane Abel Jeffrey, my president, for bringing me in, welcoming me, as a member, and allowing me to work alongside her. So I served for a couple of months, be it 8 months, as the vice president of CAPSS. One of the things I'm looking at during my tenure is to make sure that we can really be connected with our principals from the other regions, not just heads, but all of our principals. I think many times we overlook the hard work that our principals put into just the task of managing. And it's like you have somebody pouring of what they have into other people and other things, and they become empty. I believe that our principals need the kind of support that they know that there is somebody who has their back.
Yes.
That we can contact them, find out, are you okay? What's really happening? This thing has come up. What is your opinion on it? And we can just get the principals' ideas into one pool where we can share, we can collaborate, we can speak with one voice on issues, because we have to recognize that the Caribbean is a unique space.
Yes.
And I think many times our problem is that we try to mimic the other countries, what we call the developed countries. But I believe that we have something that is unique to us.
Yes.
We have challenges, and we need to look at our own solutions.
Yes.
Because we import things and it destroys what we have set up.
Yes.
And under my tenure, I could tell you, I seek to reach out to our principals individually. I need to be able to relate to them. I need to know that if there's an issue coming up, that they could bounce it off me. I need to know how they feel about certain things, so that when I speak as a representative of the Caribbean Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, I can speak about things that are relevant to our principals, concerns that they have, and how we as educators see it. Because whether we want to accept it or not, we are the gatekeepers in the system. We are the ones who will have to be frank in saying, this is not working. This country, wherever it is, may have tried this, but in our context, in our situation, it does not work. And to look at what will work for us and how it will get us to get our children to be more responsible, to make a greater input, a positive input in society. And so the things that I have at the forefront to make sure that our principals can feel connected, that they know that we can meet and we can share. We also need to look at the SWOT analysis, what our strengths, what our weaknesses, our opportunities and the threats.
Yes. That's powerful. And I'm glad you're saying it out loud, because we have been talking about this to get connected in the Caribbean as much as possible, because it is, as you said, unique. We're in a unique place where we don't need to get information and use it from outside that is so different and not relevant to the context of the Caribbean. It's very important that we tap into each other. So as we wind down, Mr. Scott, what are some of the things that you do to take care of yourself in terms of your driving, from, as I said, burning the candle on both ends, like leading, and you're actually the principal of Entrepot Secondary School at the same time, and also president for the St. Lucia Secondary Schools as well. So how do you practice, if you will, self-care?
Okay. I can tell you I wear many hats.
Yes.
Many hats. I'm a sports person.
Yes.
Director of a club, a sports club. As I said, president of this and president of that.
Right.
From my teenage years, I have been very, very active. I do a lot. I sing, I dance. Well, I still sing. Used to. Very active. And so for me, I believe in balance. And so I am the kind of person, when I come to work on a morning, I come in very, very early. And so I am able to get time to manage the things I need to do, so that by the time my kids come in, I can give them my full attention. When my staff come in, I'm able to get my work programs going. I am driven by all of these things because I get I tap into a lot of areas. And so I believe counseling services, they play a very, very important role. I'm very connected to a lot of counselors, and so I get advice. I'm able to get the opportunity for me to unwind. I try to do is use what has worked for me to help others along the way. And sometimes it doesn't hurt to see a colleague and tell them and ask them, are you okay?
Yes.
Okay. It's not just about everything that you have to do. What about you as an individual? Are
Mhm.
you okay? Principals need that. And
Yeah.
so I am somebody, I make time for my home,
Mhm.
school, I make time for the activities. And I think the biggest challenge I have is for people to understand that when they see me and when they see me,
Mhm.
sometimes these things are not always in line with what they're thinking. Because I always tell people, if you see me on the beach running around making circles around my wife, I am not Arthur Scott, the principal. I am Arthur, the husband. When I home,
Yes.
Arthur Scott, the principal. I am Arthur Scott, the homeowner.
Mhm.
You understand? When I go to certain things, I go into the club meetings. I'm a club member. You understand? I put on a different hat. And so I believe for a number of people, the more they are able to compartmentalize the things that they do, they are able to take a break from one and move into
Yes.
the other. Help
Yes.
me as an individual. I mean, other people, we use our local terms, they would freak out. They
Yeah.
will say, "Well, for your age, you look very young."
Yes.
I always tell them because I choose to compartmentalize certain things. So
Mhm.
on a weekend, when I close down, I try to leave the school responsibilities aside for a bit,
Mhm.
go online with my wife, go to my club meetings,
Mhm.
go, and do what I have to do so that on Monday morning I come refreshed and I'm able to go back, open my book and see what I have to get done. So that
Mhm. That's
this,
very good.
yeah, this has worked for me for
Yeah.
years. And
That's
so
very good.
me is a short time because it came, it's passing through and I'm realizing I'm close to retirement.
And you still have a lot of energy. This is the first time, to be honest, Mr. Scott. First time I heard somebody said that they compartmentalize to manage their health and their social life and as well as balancing and I think it's very useful because many of us do it inadvertently, just compartmentalize, whereas the people of among us who actually feel burnout are the ones who don't compartmentalize and heap everything on and constantly doing everything at the same time instead of switching. So it's very good that you're sharing that.
I can actually tell you too that uh, there are people who make themselves weak because they try to do everything themselves. They
Yeah.
try to carry the school. You understand? And it is not always the wisest thing because there will be a time when you need to take a break from it. So
Hmm.
you do it in stages. So you come to work Monday to Friday, you try to give it your very best, and you take a break.
Yes.
You take a break, you can recharge, and then you can come back. I cannot be carrying work home, and I make it a habit not to carry work home. The
Yeah.
only time I did work at home was during COVID. And I
Right.
can, if you do not mind, I always fall victim to falling asleep if I find myself in a Zoom meeting at home. Because
Mm.
home is relaxed, home I'm
Right.
in
Right.
frame of mind. So if I happen to put, and I can tell you that this happened to me recently, we had a Zoom meeting and I went home and I, got ready for this meeting, made the mistake, sat down, put my phone on me, and I'm listening. And by the time I checked myself, it was way into the night. And when I checked, I was the only person logged on because the meeting came and went and I was asleep.
Yes.
What I do is I try to bring schoolwork
Mhm.
to the school. I
Yeah.
sit in, whether it's early in the morning, I get it done. But when I leave and I go home, I want to devote that time towards relaxing, unwinding,
Yeah.
being with my wife, being with my family, take a line if I have to, do the thing
Okay.
really, allow me to just recharge so that when I come in the following day, I have the energy that is needed. Children can take a lot out of you.
Yes. Yes.
Staff can take a lot out of you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Parents can take a lot out of you.
Yes. Yes.
I manage all three of them in one day. I At the end of it all, you need time for yourself where you can block out all you need to block out so that you can get that time to recharge. And it also means the time I will have to take my phone and literally put it off so that I don't
Mhm.
the interruptions that I need to just unwind and
Mhm.
wait for the following day.
Yes, very good. I'm glad you were sharing this at the beginning of the school year because a lot of school leaders really need to hear this. I'm very glad. that they need to take some time to recharge, especially on the weekend too. Take time to recharge for Monday. It's very good. Mr. Scott, I will touch bases with you throughout the year, and we're planning together to. I'm very fortunate to be among people like yourself who are doing the work and living it up.
Well, thank you. From when I met you in Grenada,
Yeah.
and, and I listened to your presentation, I realized that it's good for me to stay connected with you, even with the Men in Education conference that you have coming up.
Yeah.
You know, forward to actually being a part of it, albeit online if the opportunity presents itself. That I cannot be there physically,
Yeah.
but I would like to, just put in a little plug here that I believe that this is something that our men need to be a part of, that they understand the relevance for them as men being in the education sector and helping to really build society. And I want to give thanks to you for these opportunities, even when I look at the work that you do and how easy it is, how you've made it for us as principals, for us to be able to access so much content and information to know about ourselves. These things are very important because most times we are overlooked.
Yes.
Yes. What about the kids? What about the teachers? What about this and what about that? And very few times we would find ourselves, being the focus.
Yeah.
And as president, I want to see some of that. I want to see our counselors come in and give the little piece to us, to us, to help us to be able to manage even more. And I believe that is necessary for every educator, every principal. We need to have that kind of support. And we do, and the work that you continue to do, I must say hats off. You have just me. I have seen your work, and I look forward to delving in even more.
Yes.
We can, as leaders, we can share what we have, because we are setting the pace for the leaders of tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you so much. Mr. Scott. Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing you again.
Oh, for sure. Yes. All right. Everyone, thank you so much for being on as well. We wish you all the best for the week. If you want to reach out to us at edusolutionsintl@gmail.com, that's edusolutionsintl@gmail.com, or visit our website at edusolutionsintl.org, edusolutionsintl.org. Walk good, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Take care.